In this video, we're going to take a look at different ways of writing linear equations. For this, we're going to utilize a new form called point-slope form, and that comes in the form of y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That form is going to use m, which is going to represent our slope, and then the x1 and the y1 always come from a point that they give us. In the second example, it'll come from a point that we choose. But either way, x1 and y1 represent the coordinates of a given point. So it's important that we memorize this third form, and we need to memorize it as y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. If we look at the first example, we're being asked to write an equation of a line that contains the point 3, negative 1. And so based on that, the 3 is going to be my x1, the negative 1 is going to be my y1, and I want the equation of a line that contains that point and the slope, negative 4, 3. Well, slope we represent with m, so my m is going to be negative 4 over 3. So I'm going to replace in my point-slope form those values. So it's y minus my first y1 value, so y minus negative 1 equals my slope, negative 4/3, times x minus my x1, which is 3. So that first y and that first x always stay the same. It's just the second y and the second x that are replaced. So I'm just going to simplify. I'm going to start by simplifying on the left and distributing on the right. And in most cases, I'm going to want to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 1, and I get a final answer of y equals negative 4/3 x plus 3. Unfortunately, this example, this question, asked us to find the equation in standard form. Well, this form is slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b form. So since I want standard form, I'm going to convert this to the proper standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. So I need to just move that 4/3 x, that negative 4/3 x, over to the other side by adding it to both sides. And I get positive 4/3 x plus y equals 3. This is now in standard form. And since we were asked for standard form, this is our final answer. 4/3 x plus y equals 3. So things to recall. You'll need to know that standard form, again, is ax plus by equals c. Sometimes you'll be asked to leave your final answer in standard form, and other times you'll need to leave it in slope-intercept form, which we remember is y equals mx plus b. Now let's take this one step further, and let's do example 2. It wants us to write an equation of a line that contains 2 points now. Well, to tackle this, I don't have a slope like what I had in my last example. So since they didn't give me the slope, I have to find it as my first step. So remember, to calculate slope, I subtract my y values, and I divide that by the difference of my x values. So m is going to be equal to 6 minus negative 2, my y2 minus y1, divided by 1 minus negative 3, or my x2 minus my x1. And if I simplify this, I'm going to get 8 over 4, which reduces to 2. So my m, or my slope, is 2. And I'm going to write that off to the side because I really want to keep all my information organized. And m equals 2 is one component of the point-slope form that I need. So the second part, that I need for my point-slope form is to pick a point. I was given 2 points originally. I only need one of them for my formula. To write the equation, it will never matter which point you pick. Okay, so I'm going to choose the point 1, 6. You could choose -3, -2, and in the very end you'd get the exact same answer. The two things that I've boxed here are the two key ingredients, the two key components that you need in order to move on. And so now we're going to write our equation in point-slope form. Based on the information that we just collected. So this would be the same as me asking you to write the equation of a line that contains the point 1, 6 with a slope of 2. So again, it's going to be y minus my y value, which is 6, equals my slope, in this case, which is 2, times x minus my first x value, which is 1. Okay. Once I set that up, I'm going to solve for y, because typically we're going to be asked for our equation to be written in slope-intercept form. So it's going to be our natural progression every time. So to solve for y, I'm going to distribute. I'm going to get y minus 6 equals 2x minus 2. And to get y by itself, I need to remove the minus 6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And I get y equals 2x plus 4. Since my original problem didn't specify which form to leave my final answer in, by default we'll always put it in a slope-intercept form. So y equals 2x plus 4 is in slope-intercept form, or y equals mx plus b form. And so then y equals 2x plus 4 is my final answer. So the equation of the line that contains the point -3, -2, and 1, 6 is y equals 2x plus 4. Based on this, whether we're given 2 points or whether we're given a slope and a point, we can always determine the equation of a line.